Owusubempah, I don't know first time I'm already visit subscriber to
Duncan Williams' sister shocks with anti-Muslim rant. Now this is where Kennedy Agyapong's anti-Muslim rant is coming from. From this woman. Her name is Victoria Duncan Williams. This woman, she is a very dirty bigot. Dirty bigot. This woman. Until recently, not many people knew her. Now, a simple check on her tells you that she's supposed to be a pediatric nurse. Whether she's retired or not, the last thing about her, pediatric nurse. She went to Ekuapemai Secondary. Then she also went to SUNY Delhi. And this woman here has lived in America for between 20 and 30 years. She is a younger sister to Archbishop Duncan Williams Nicholas. And this man here, a man of God who is so respected, was born in 1957, May, thereabout. This is his younger sister. Now the elections happened. The primaries of the NPP. Her candidate, Kennedy Agyapong, lost. And then she went on the rant spree. How a Muslim can never be president of this nation. Look at the t-shirt she's wearing. Whose photo is on it? Your eyes are as good as mine. Dash it away. Now, get me the photograph of Fifi, NDC General Secretary, right? Fifi Kwete. Fifi Kwete. My brother, my sister, we all remember Julian Assange's WikiLeaks, don't we? Julian Assange was from Sweden, right? And Julian Assange decided to declassify some US cables a few years back. Can I explain it better? Find a photograph of Julian Assange. Okay? Now, my brother, diplomatic work involves listening to people, picking ideas, private conversations. You will report to the headquarters in America. That is what all diplomats are supposed to do, especially information that borders on security and business. Fifi Kwete went to the American embassy for a meeting in the days. And there he met with the American ambassador. This is Julian Assange. Hey, the last time I checked, the Americans were looking for him. He was the one who declassified all the information. He had a way of hacking into the American cables. And all the secrets that the American diplomats had captured from different individuals, he put out in a website known as WikiLeaks. And we went to read. Okay, so this ambassador, when he came to Ghana, this was the conversation he had with this person, that person, that person. So many people appeared in the WikiLeaks expose. Kwesi Pratt's name appeared there when he said, allegedly, that Nana Akufo-Addo was a weed smoker who smoked more than Bob Marley. And that early in the morning, if you wanted to find out where Nana Akufo-Addo was in his house, you didn't need to ask anybody. Just look for where the bonfire was. If you saw smoke, boof, he will be hiding under the smoke. You have to pave your way through the smoke, and there he's sitting down there blazing. That was what Kwesi Pratt allegedly said to the American ambassador at the time, and it was captured in their private cables. And WikiLeaks, founded by Julian Assange, brought it out. And for him, everybody must get to know and have information freely. America has been looking for him all this while. I don't know if they have arrested him now. I followed the whole thing until he was caught in a certain house in America. There, soldiers were all over the place. He came to actually talk to the people out there and then went back into it. A certain embassy, I think Russian embassy or whatever it was. And finally, I don't know if they finally arrested him, but he was in that building for so long. You know, an embassy, right? Diplomatic, embassy. You can't just enter into that. It is supposed to belong to the nation whose name is on it. This is Julian Assange. Now, when Julian Assange released the declassified files, WikiLeaks style, we went to Ghana and Fifi Kwete's name came out there. You know what Fifi Kwete said? He said that Nana Akufo-Addo may never ever be president at the time because the people didn't trust him. One. And two, he was always wearing suits because he didn't look good in African wear. And the people would like to see him more in the African wear to be closer to them, according to WikiLeaks. But this was not all. He also said that he didn't believe that a Muslim would ever be president of Ghana. That was the first time, officially or unofficially, we were hearing a politician come out boldly like that, even though it was shrouded in the American cables. Fifi Kwete was the one who said that. A Muslim will never be Ghana's president because they are in the minority. It's a Christian nation. Several times he tried to explain and to say things, but at least that was what the Americans captured from the mouth of Fifi Kwete, at the time a younger politician. My brother, my sister, from that time, people have re-echoed that gutturally. You know what that means? Undertones. They don't really come out and say it. And this Victoria woman, based in America for close to 30 years, as we were told. However, she was able to get in contact with Kennedy Japan, also in the US, was able to pollute the mind of this guy and tell him, you will be president. They will never accept a Muslim as a president in this nation. So you will be president. Forget about bawumia. Moreover, the ideas that you are bringing, they are deeply rooted ideas that will help the youth. My brother, it's not about religion alone. She went to the polls. She saw how her candidate, a non-Muslim, lost potol. Amongst all the candidates, there was only one Muslim. And if this woman had her own way, that Muslim would have been last. But the Muslim, and in Ghana we confuse Muslim for Northerner. Now we're offering him or a Muslim. That be Muslim and be a nipa free. A religion to say Christianity. And to be so say we're offering her untumi kasa a Christian. Sa so na untumi kasa a Muslim. Don't confuse the two. This woman, if she had her own way, bawumia would have been last. But she's not God. Even though her big brother, the Archbishop. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? I don't like to say things like this. But let me say it. She's connected to the Archbishop, Duncan Williams. From the grapevine. I don't believe in that though. The Archbishop had a hand in inviting Bernard L. Bernard to start the propaganda that Kennedy would win, because they don't want a Muslim to even near this thing that I'm saying. That's what they have been peddling around. I've heard it several times amongst these politicians. In fact, it's common knowledge, public information. Oh, Archbishop invited Bernard L. Bernard. Abronya and the rest have said things like that. Invited Bernard L. Bernard and told him, you know that we shouldn't allow a Muslim to reach that level. Let us make sure that we pray so hard that the Muslim doesn't win, so that it will go to a Christian. By why Ken? There were other Christians. It was strategic, so that Ken would be an easy prey for the NDC because of how he talks. He will get 1% at the election and NDC would have a way out. This is what the politicians say, and you deserve to know that. But again, it's not something I believe in. The Archbishop is supposed to be bigger than this, and I know he's bigger than that. Bernard L. Bernard, under no circumstances, I believe deep inside me, would he go and listen to something like this and prophesy that Ken would win when he hasn't heard from God. But now you know. Abronye has said this. So many allegations around this whole thing. Now the sister of Duncan Williams is re-echoing the same nonsense, that a Muslim can never be president of this nation because Muslims are in the minority. And this is the chaff he has filled into the head of Kennedy Japan. We never heard this until KT Hammond came out to let everything out, WikiLeaks style. So you see the link? It's like a serpent. From Abronye, what is Abronye saying? Does it have any meat, any good content? Or through the Archbishop? I heard a lot of politicians say that. But they always mention the Archbishop and mention some other people in order to gain political points. I don't want to believe this. Then finally, Victoria Duncan Williams echoes the same thing. A Muslim can never be whatever. I remember there was an issue, the Archbishop and Muslims in the past, right? And they came together very beautifully and sorted these issues out. I don't want to re-echo that. But when you have a nation that is so tribalistic and so religious, their politics has nothing. It's not a politics of ideas. It's a politics of tribe and religion. They can never go on the political platform to campaign without impugning religion and tribe. And we saw that in the primaries. Let me not talk too much. Let's listen to what this woman said. It's so nauseating. But please, bear with her. Listen to her. And when we return, we got more. Watch this.
Dear delegates.
Mommy, voting is done. Counting is underway. How is it going for your candidate, Kennedy Japan?
Well, what am I going to say? It's not going very well for him. But I'm really, really surprised at the delegates again. I told them last time, I said, you bring bawumia, you go to opposition. You are bringing back bawumia. Let me tell you, and I'm saying it with authority, Bawumia will never, ever be president in Ghana here. Never. He came to destroy the MPP, just like his father destroyed UP. He has destroyed MPP. And that's the end. I'm telling you.
What's the basis for saying he won't be president of Ghana?
I am telling you. Do you want me to tell you something?
Tell me.
We are 75% of Christians. Muslims are 14%. The other religion is the other 11. So let me tell you something. When you go with the other, what the other religion, when they talk or say, so from there, they join the Christians. So I will tell you something. Christian right now is what, 11, or maybe I'll just cut it 6 plus 75, which is 81. There's no way anywhere in this world that majority will let a minority lead. And if you let a minority, I'll give you an example. Just go to the parliament. Is it possible that the majority there will let a minority lead them? It's a question. It's a simple question.
Is it about religion basis?
But let me tell you, everywhere in this world, everywhere, you cannot go to a Muslim land and you Christian tell them you want to lead them. They will cut off your tongue. You see, that's what they don't understand.
Dash it away. You see, she talks as if she's intelligent. Lived in America for between 20 and 30 years. Look at her level of thinking. I'm sure by now the Archbishop is so embarrassed. Wait! And she's speaking with so much authority. She says Christians form 75% of the population in Ghana. Is it true? What statistics? Muslims are only 14%, and other religions. And that nowhere in the world have we ever had a minority lead the majority. Is it about the numbers, or is about the content in the head? Is it about the label or the content? Can I say it again? Is it about the label of the bottle or the content? I'm asking. Even the drunken man does not the label, does not allow the label to stop him from checking the contents of the bottle. That's what this woman is saying. And that any country where the minority goes to ask the majority to lead, they will cut off your tongue. Oh my God. This is a shame. My brother, this woman lived in America for so long. Barack Obama was in the minority. Did he not become president? And thanks to 1957 news, we've been able to get this woman exposed with her bigotry, racism. This is abject racism. You lived in America. You saw Barack Obama become president. He was in the minority. We can mention so many other countries in the world where leaders, in fact, were in the minority. Kwame Nkrumah was an Nzima. It's a minority ethnic group. Nzima, yes, is part of the bigger Akan. But Nzima itself, even, he was being fought by the Ashantis. They didn't want to consider him as part of their accounts. That was why they broke away and founded the NLM. They won't say Akaini, they'll be Nzimani. Minority. How many Nzima people do we have in Ghana? How many? He became president repeatedly. Did he not? Did Rawlings not become president? Is the Ewe ethnic group in the majority? Did Hila Lima not become president? They talk without common sense. And this is an archbishop's sister. An archbishop's sister. I won't be surprised if she was high on champagne and some other thing we can't mention. I am angry. I don't like Bawumia. Yes. I don't want him to be president. Yes. But when it comes to the point of dichotomizing, we have to be very careful. Draw that thin line between love and hate. How can you speak like this? And Kennedy also goes to the gallery with this nonsense. This is the guy who wanted to be president. You let rodents like this teach you common sense. And K.T. Hammond said he spoke to him in private that a Muslim can never be a president of Ghana. The same thing that guy, the NDC guy, Kwete, said, according to WikiLeaks. This is abject racism. You should rather encourage that minorities even lead as long as they have the common sense. Law is no more about the content of the head. It's about the label. What are you? Not who are you. There's a difference. What is different from who? You know that, right? Who are you? I'm a human being. What are you? I'm a lawyer. Who are you? I am a human being, a Ghanaian. Even Ghanaian is a label. You are a human being first, before a Ghanaian, a Korean, a Japanese. What are you? You are a cobbler. You are a soldier, police, factory worker. These are all labels. This woman says, if you ever attempt as a minority member to lead a nation, they will cut off your tongue. These are the people who found Al-Qaeda. These are the Boko Haram people. Some people think Boko Haram is all about Muslims. These are Christian Boko Harams. And she talks as if she's intelligent. No common sense. Lived in America for between 20 and 30 years. You come back with this bigotry. Oh, minority can never rule. When you just came out of a country where Obama was a leader. What? And Kennedy are these people as his advisors. These are his advisors. No common sense. K.T. Hammond looked at it and said, my brother, have you forgotten that me too, I'm a Muslim? And he said, and today, me see Muslim entering the president, I will see we are Muslim. You person the president, I will say, I will change your religion. Meanwhile, the same Kennedy who is saying a Muslim can never be a leader is not so much of a Christian. The Christians say you are fighting the church. So where do you stand? My brother, my sister, to Archbishop Duncan Williams, I know that you are not the one who said this. Call your sister to order. That's if she respects you at all. She has not issued an apology yet for this bigotry. But these are the people who spend all their lives in America, frustrate themselves, and come home to die of some cancer so that they can be buried close to their ancestors. If you came with cancer, die quietly. Let's bury you and go. Don't come and pollute us. We don't like this nonsense. We have grown out of the nonsense from the days of Kwete, as reported to us by WikiLeaks, all the way down. And to all the politicians who go around talking about religion, tribe. I'm glad I stood on this platform and disowned Kennedy, despite the fact that he promised me so many good things in life. And I'm glad I mentioned it. He's a kind man. He can help you. He's a philanthropist. But my brother, we must also look for an idealist as a leader, not just a philanthropist. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power.
obetime de wade nkyere aba e wo comment section honom na no first time e ma wura visa obey hit subscribe button so makramo